and welcome back to the podcast you cheer for and the channel you cheer for. I'm your man, the OGEO,
All right, it's T-Bar the Street Shark. We're
and
back in the
welcome
building.
once again. Yes. And we are here to give you some of that clarity over popularity. This is what we do. And we're going to talk about something very prevalent right now that's going on, the NBA playoffs. And they have been
Playoffs.
spectacular for the junkie, for just the casual fan. Sorry, Laker fans, but the world is just better when the Knicks are relevant and when Madison Square Garden is jumping. And when people just hate Boston, and you got a young cat in Minnesota that's taking no prisoners whatsoever, but another young cat in OKC saying, I should have been MVP. It's a whole lot going on, a whole lot of narratives, but we're here again because we are soul material. So we're all about the kicks and what's on the court. And unlike other playoff years, I have been just mesmerized with one brand, disappointed in another brand, and someone made a comeback that wasn't even a comeback for real. They had their LL Cool J Mama Said Knock You Out moment. And we got T-Mark the Street Shark, who is going to show and tell a whole lot. But we're going to talk about Nike, Adidas, and everything in between. Historically, what's going on with athletes and what we're predicting, what we are disappointed about, what we possibly are going to see in the future. We don't know. But Shark, kick it off to us, man, because I'm so impressed with what Adidas are doing. Not so happy about what Nike is doing. And there's a young man in Maverick City right now that's doing his thing. And I'm talking about that Dallas Maverick, Kyrie Irving. And I'll have you just go ahead and do what you do. And I'm going to sit back and enjoy the show. But I know you got some things in that arsenal over there. I'm trying to peek behind this camera to see what's going on in the dungeon of the shark. Definitely.
All right. Well, without further ado, let's just dive in. We talked about Kyrie Irving. All right.
Don't
We
call it a
have
comeback.
Well, yeah,
Been here for
it's been
years.
here for years. You know what I'm saying? So we just changed the spelling. It's Kai. It's Kai. We came back with a vengeance. So just call back to our Kyrie and Anta episode. So now we got a couple releases under the belt. So here we have the Kai, the anti-Kai one. All right. And guess what color I got? The playoff color. All right. So this was exclusive to their website. They didn't even release this color in stores because they've been releasing them, on their website and certain boutiques throughout the country. But so we love a good sneaker box as well. Shout out to Sneaker Boxes Matter episode as well, just as a callback. So again, you got very conscious Kyrie with some of he's creative director over here. So just give you those details on the box. So I love how Anta just doesn't slap their logo all over the place and really lets him be him because, now we got the Kyrie, we got some symbolisms. He's really spiritual and understands, his background and his heritage and wants to remain true, right? So you got the strength, agility, focus, speed. Over here, you got the signatures. On this side, here's the Anta logo right here. You see how it's just subtle? All right. Let's dive in. There's more details on the inside as well. But I ain't even got to the shoe yet. So now we got another cover, like kind of like the Jordan 11s, where you got the full plastic cover over top, right? Bang, boom, pow. You know what I'm saying? And he's telling you, I consider my product to be art. All right, they are timeless pieces, like furniture, artistic, cross generational, handcrafted with meaning, substance, and devotion. This is what this Soul Material podcast is about. Anthony, come on, send us some stuff, all right?
There you go.
This is what we're talking about. Who's telling you? He's telling you what his brand is. He's telling you what he represents. His name is his name. Ooh, we. All right? Looky here. Look at these details, ladies and gentlemen.
So
Look at that.
spectacular.
Look at that toe box right there. All woven. All woven. All right? Details on the tongue, on the strap. All right? Look at that logo on the tongue. We got the full. It's not a full like sock on the inside. It kind of looks like that, but no, it's just locked down, locked down and padded. All right, that's what that is. And then we got the feather keychain on the back is only on one. He only has it on one shoe. So if you ever see him in his press conference, this is like one of his earrings and stuff like that. He has got the logo on there. So more Native American heritage, and then you can even feel how soft and cushiony there. This reminds me of the Boost in Adidas, the way that it looks, and feels from the outside, and yeah, but it actually responds more like Zoom when you actually wear it. So, and just see some of the subtleties that might be similar to the way that the 4 foot in the lateral side was created, like at Nike or whatever, especially on the inside. You see that? You see that little pattern action look familiar? His shoes meant for cutting on the side, so I love. And then where's the Anta logo here? Oh,
Mm.
here it is. Yeah, so you just have it, kind of like they did the reverse logo for Giannis on the Nike shoes that look nice, and then the way that it just flows into it, it just gives him his own identity. On the back, you only see one more logo call out from Anta right there on the back, but then here comes the Kyrie logo again. So he got his logo on here twice and his name. So he is represented on this shoe more than the actual brand Anta. All right. So again, the only other colorway for playoffs was white, and that was the one that released on boutiques. But here you go.
And it does not hurt at all that he is balling out of control right now.
Yeah, like are we noticing? When the last time you saw Kyrie out here catching oops? Okay, you got some springs in here, something. What's going on here? All right. So no, we love this. And then here one more look on the inside logo on the sole. And let's give you the sole action, because there's logo action on the sole. Look at that traction pattern. You can see that similarly to some of the Nike. In theory, because I'm sure he gave feedback on what he likes, and then they just kind of created. So just think about Anta having all of the resources internally to do it and produce these very quickly. And then this is just the beginning of them entering the U.S. market. So there's only more to come. All
Indeed.
right.
You know that.
All right. So, all right, Kyrie, we got you. All right. But got a young buck, young timber wolf in the house. Anthony Edwards. All right. Anthony, I'm just making posters all day on top of people. So showed you All-Star colorway in another episode, but let's keep it Georgia peachy. All right. Look at
Woo!
that. Believe that. All right. Believe that. So, again, Anthony Edwards is balling. Adidas is doing their thing for the playoff. Adidas is the only brand that actually had a playoff pack. How about
There you
that?
go.
Remember when everyone had a playoff pack? They're the only ones that had a playoff pack with the Hardens and the Damian Lillards and the Anthony Edwards. And we got to see for the first time the AE1 low tops, all right? And he had a subtle commercial, and reel that he put online of him just hanging in the drop top. And then it's just like, yeah, now it's time. And then he just show up, sweeping people, doing all types of stuff in the low tops. He's been switching it up between the low and the mids here, but at the end of the day, AE1s.
Shout out to Donovan
Instant
Mitchell.
sellout.
He part of that pack. Donovan Mitchell's a part of that pack too.
Yes, and Donovan Mitchell. Yeah, we saw them swap signatures earlier in the season. So
Yep.
yeah, that's cool. So yeah, while I'm showing this off, give us some more Adidas commentary. I know that that's something that was really the three stripes have been on your mind in these particular playoffs. Give it
And
to him, OG.
Ant-Man ain't taking no prisoners right now. Absolutely none. Those are spectacular.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead and tell us about just some more of your thoughts of Adidas on the court.
It's been interesting, Shark, because you talking about a takeover. Um, the Hardens, excellent. The Damian Lillard's excellent. The Spiders, excellent. And then the top dog, Ant right now, and he has advanced farther than those guys. So it looked like everything is going according to whatever plan that they could possibly have with that brand. And it's been absolutely awesome to see. Um, what's been disappointing to me is how Nike has not corresponded or reacted or responded the way that Adidas has this year, particularly. And I'm not sure if it's a lack of athletes now. Not sure what LeBron is doing because now you got him with Dion, but it wasn't any kind of shock drop of any Dion and LeBron collaboration the way they used to do in the past with a lot of things as far as him celebrating his childhood with models. And they got Book, but Book got kind of swept out of the playoffs. So um, Adidas basketball right now is looking very, very good just from a national standpoint on television. And it's wanted your take, Shark, on what the heck is Nike doing right now, because who can they rely on right now that's not kind of fading out? Because Adidas has the veterans, they got the young gun, and it looked like they doing the damn thing and going to continue to.
Oh yeah, I mean Adidas. They had the synergy going for them. Okay, and one of their guys is still winning. So that's part of it too, ladies and gentlemen. And so it's hard to you want your players advancing in the playoffs. You know that you're referring to like the LeBron watch. You know, because
Mm-hmm.
LeBron was always in the playoffs, but and then you don't have any strategic drops from any other brands besides the like from the main brands you know, of playoff actual shoes or the additions. You know, LeBron used to have the soldiers, so you would think about the soldiers in the playoffs. And so just thinking about how that doesn't exist anymore. The Elite Series, you know, they were bringing out, you know, extra carbon fiber and bulletproof shoelaces for the playoffs at one point in time with you know, with the Kevlar laces and stuff with the Nike. So, you know, I don't know what happened. You know, we don't have the trio that's holding the power because back then it was LeBron, Kobe, KD.
Mm-hmm.
Now, LeBron, you're at the tail end of your career. We're not really thinking about your signatures in moments anymore. It's just nice to have you around. But other than breaking the longevity record, we're not getting these moments that we've talked about in other episodes, these signature moments that help you bring it together. His last moments are just going to be like playing with his son and then the Kobe, you know, retirement party tours. You know what I mean? Like that's all we really have left to look forward to from the LeBrons. You know, there's no more Kobe. We're glad that Kobe has, you know, and Vanessa they renewed the contractual agreement, and then there's going to be more. But they're just too far in between of the releases, and they're just
Mm-hmm.
not always there for everyone. So it's not the same thing. You're not going to
True.
walk in and then see Kobe's on the shelf like that. It's just not
Mm-hmm.
going to happen anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So who's left? Kevin Durant.
There you go.
But where's KD at? Like you referenced Booker, but getting swept out, and had his first signature shoe that had the questionable launch, even though it's a pretty good shoe. That got better with some of the colorways, but the storytelling didn't thread a needle. And now they're gone. Well, guess what? KD was on that team too. So the new KDs, you know, with the 16s and 17s, well now the 17s, he he just got to wear like the sample black color on the court, and you didn't even get to any colorways, and now they're getting ready to come out. But that's the art to this story because now we know what these KD 17s look like. We got a release date for them, and in the first imagery you got, he's partnered. It was not even a partner, but we had an appearance. I'll just say that
Mm-hmm.
by Chet Holmgren
Mm-hmm.
from the Oklahoma City Thunder. So isn't that a good full circle moment? And he was doing the imagery is about him. He has this slim, tall, wiry frame. You know, can 3 and D and really good on defense. So I really think that was a good move. But is that a prerequisite to what is about to happen? All right, so that's where we wanted to go. And while I'm doing that, I actually have the KD 15s here. Just showing these off. Another reason I'm showing these off because, again, call back to some of our episodes. I acquired these from where Hibbett Sports. All right, another
For the
sale
Lola.
for the low low. All right, this is actually the 50th anniversary of hip hop edition, so it just has some of those. You know, we got the easy money, the easy right there. So I don't know if you can really see it on the detail on the tongue, but it actually does say There you go. It does say 50th anniversary of hip hop at the bottom. Let me pull out the other shoe because what also make KD has a relationship with different producers. He makes music. Shout out to Stally. You know what I'm saying? Who he got a song with Stally as well. So here's the keychain on this one that has the actual little microphone on it. There you go. All right. And I'm not gonna lie. I thought that these were similar to the PE pair that he wore. That was like the off-white ones where they had white laces, and they
Uh-huh.
just never came out. So I might do a lace swap. You know what I'm saying? But these are actually the little flat laces too. So I actually like that. Some of the other colorways were had rounder laces or whatever. So I actually like this. You got the premium leather on the back. So we already saw Chet wearing. He wore some Nike Kyries in the beginning, but then he was just wearing all KD 16s. And so just to see him, we already saw Pascal Siakam over with the Indiana Pacers, and he was wearing the new KDs as well. What they look like some tuned air and OKC colors. You know what I mean? So the
True.
yellow was working for the Pacers colorway. So just thinking about, we love pondering and looking at that what if over here at the Soul Material Podcast, because that's what you have to do when you're trying to break through for that clarity over popularity, and really just see what's out there and ask why or why not, if you will, about Kevin Durant's future. Is this the arc to the other side of his career? Is he trying to set this up? Is this a Steph? Did he learn from his former teammate Steph Curry to start his own brand before he ends his playing career? So is there value? This is what we're asking our viewers and listeners. Is there value in KD having his own brand imprint under Nike or doing his own thing for now? It's for the rest of his playing career and beyond.
Team
And
KD.
what would Team KD look like? Chet Pascal. I'm thinking, hey, that might be a good start. I'm not mad at that. If Siakam's like a thing too, But he could have been like DeMar DeRozan for Kobe, the unofficial guy, So just posing it back to you, OG. KD. For the future, what are we doing? Is there the Durant brand? Like how does that extend to the future for Nike?
Well, I'm gonna be biased because he's a homer, he's a DMVer, and like you said, not only with what Steph is doing, but what the Kobe line has done on the college scene and so forth, and given just the consistency of popularity, not only because of Kevin Durant, but of his game. I think there is some substance and some value if that's the way they want to go. Um, Correct me if I'm not right here, Shark, but I believe he has a lifetime contract with Nike the same way that LeBron does, or I think that he will soon. Um, it's
Yeah,
the
it's a
only brand.
similar structure. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So it's the only brand he's been with, and I
Lifer.
think that I think it's something like that in which he transcends grassroots AAU because he's been there, done that, and um, it will be nice if he can make that kind of transition. And if he has a team like Chet, like a Siakam, to where it's the unicorns in a way in their game, that'll be a good way for phase one to start off. And you got to think about, gosh, how long ago was it ago now? 25, 30 years ago when Jordan Brand first started. And we talk about the athletes with Eddie Jones and Vin Baker and seeing just the infancy of that and how they did that. And this before social media. So you had the magazines and the ads. You're like, oh, Ray Allen is wearing those now. Oh, now Eddie has his own shoe. Like, oh, what's going on? And so the blueprint is there. And again, not saying that KD is as valuable, as popular as Michael Jordan, but he's on that line in which he would transcend generations given what he's done, his resume, him being with one brand. And for the most part, I mean, you could say whatever you want to say about KD. Martin, he's been squeaky clean. We haven't heard anything about him doing anything morally
He
wrong
what
or
they say?
illegally wrong. He's ideal for even the times now with social media and how he claps back and so forth. It's ideal. So Given him starting to go through his last stage of his career, I would love to see it, and I love him to have a team. I love him to infiltrate not only grassroots but college as well, and he can have that KD sign on top of the Nike sign with the team logo. He has. I think it will work, Shark. I really think it will.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's doing good at the grassroots level. Like many other NBA players, he does have his own AAU program. So you got Team Durant, representing the DMV as well. The Team Takeover still near at the top, but I'm aware that he does have another unicorn on his AAU team because they were doing really good at this year's EYBL. If I'm not mistaken, Russell Westbrook, why not? They took it home or were in the championships. But from everything that I was following, I saw that Team Durant, he got another, kid who's, sophomore, junior, but he's about to spring up, be 7 footer, his wrist touches kneecaps. Like it's
Mhm.
ridiculous. Yeah, I think if he wants to, you know what I mean? Like we know that KD just doesn't do the full front face personality thing, but Nike always did a great job of allowing him to be comfortable in his ads. We're just not in the commercial realm anymore. We're in the just pan in narrator
Mhm.
thing. That's it. There's no KD's not nice and it's a whole character and he's doing this and doing that. It's not a character, but you know what I mean. Like he was like a detective in that campaign or something, and then even when he did his appearances in some of the little, like the Back to the Future appearances when they were doing the mags, and he was the one in there with that. So love it when you just see him pop up in certain places, and I actually wanted to see some like when him and Kyrie were together, and then Nike merged there, and it was the KD and Kyrie, and then each side had their own back and forth collaboration. What Nike? You have two signature athletes on the same team, but I know it was Booker's first shoe, but y'all didn't want to do a.
I'm with you. Lost opportunity. Totally
Uh,
lost opportunity.
I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Like you already had the blueprint. I thought that it worked, kind of. So do it again.
There you go.
Like because you ain't gonna have what other teams, what other brands got multiple signature athletes on the same team?
Top tier at that.
So what are we doing? Like we're missing the boat. I think we might be the swoosh might have, might be not smelling the roses or over here, and not understanding, the gravity of, the shift in culture and just take advantage of the moment. Like you're good, you just get to still hover because you're Nike. I get it. You don't have to move at the same pace as everybody else, but just know that you may lose some leverage over time in
It's
that
happening now,
influence.
Shark. I think it's
Well, it
happening
is
now.
because the younger generations, because we talked a lot about Steph Curry, because of
Uh-huh.
the kids love Steph. The kids
Uh-huh.
love Steph. They're buying the Under Armour. The kids are buying the Under Armour. You know what the other kids like? They like LaMelo Ball. Okay, they're buying the Pumas. It's what the kids like. All
Uh-huh.
right, the kids are gonna tell you. Guess how Nike messed up with Kyrie because he was the kids guy.
There you go. And to the very end. To the
So
very
who's
end.
the kids guy? Yeah, there's
There you
no
go.
kids guy anymore. So that's why Anthony Edwards can do what he's doing, and then now the kid's gonna be asking for. So otherwise, I know we're just for the sake of time, the only other avenue that Nike you're pouring into WNBA, Caitlin Clark. You already had Sabrina Ionescu. A lot of NBA players were wearing her shoe last year. It's a great shoe, great performance shoe. Reminds you of a Kobe as well. No, we don't know what Caitlin Clark's shoe's going to look like. We know that everyone's just throwing money at her. I personally thought she should have signed with Curry Brand. That's just me. Shooters unite. You know what I'm saying? They actually had a little better deal, in my opinion. Just Nike just gave her extra years. So it wasn't about money. Because she would have made more money with Under Armour and Curry, but she wore Nikes in college. She wore a lot of Kobe's, so I guess having that silhouette. But you know, She gonna have to win something too now for this to stick
There you go.
long term. So I don't know where the Fever gonna go, the Indiana Fever, but how deep they got to get to the playoffs and start. Tamika Catchings ain't coming back. So what are you gonna do? Because we told you you're gonna have to have signature moments in
There you
order
go.
for the shoe to go right. Sabrina, New York was hitting with Stewie. All right, they were a top team. They're going to the finals.
Uh-huh.
Guess what else Sabrina's doing? Somehow her name got into the Steph Curry conversation, and
There you
now
go.
it's Sabrina and Steph. All
There you
right,
go.
so Caitlin,
There you go.
you had to take somebody's spot because they already
Uh-huh.
talking about Sabrina and Steph again.
Part two.
So what are we doing here? And how long is it going to take for Nike to produce that shoe and get it out? Guess what? It ain't happening this season. You ain't going to make it fast enough.
There you go.
Because the season's going to be over. They only play in the summertime.
There you
So
go.
what are we going to do? So Nike, I know you're focusing on the women. It's their time. You probably should have already given Asia Wilson a shoe. But hey, what do I know, right? The two-time,
After two
the
chips.
MVP champion, Finals MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, but you gave it to Caitlin. All right. Well, you better sell something.
There you go.
That's all I know. You're giving them PEs and stuff. Jewel Lloyd, she got some great PEs as well. So, just to wrap up this particular episode and just looking at playoff shoes, looking at what's going on and what's going on in the future. Some Kyrie action. Anta is bringing it home. We got Ant-Man doing his thing up in Minnesota. Yeah, book it. They're going to the finals. Book it. I think they're going to win it. If they're all healthy, I don't care if they see Boston or not. They're the defense, and they're going to need everything. And then wrapping it up with Kevin Durant, KD 17s. We knew that Nike shifted his releases to the summertime a while ago, right?
Uh-huh.
So what is that gonna do? Is it gonna be Team Durant, Chet, Siakam, and some others maybe? We don't know. So we're just posing all those questions to our audience. You tell us. Like, subscribe, give us some comments on at Soul Material on Instagram. Check us out on the YouTube channel, and definitely thank you to our podcast listeners on your favorite platforms to consume the channel and the podcast that you're for. All right, so another sneaker business talk episode in the books, give you more clarity over popularity. So for this episode, I'm signing off. It's T Mark the Street Shark.
And your man, the OGEO. Until next time, peace to you.
Sneaker business talk. It's the Soul Material Podcast.